Oh, look at this hill climb. Oh.
What is up, guys? It is Jack. We are back again from the Mini Whips YouTube channel. And today we are going over another breakdown on the RTR Lite. We've been getting a ton of questions about if this thing's capable with other batteries, what kind of battery you could put into it, and how long it'll ride and how fast it'll go. So a lot of you guys already know the basic specs on the RTR Lite. It's a 60-volt system with a 20 amp hour battery, 5 kilowatts of power. Now the standard RTR, on the other hand, is a 72-volt model, 25 amp hour battery, and 8 kilowatts of power. But the big question is, can you swap these batteries? And if I were to go get a mod pack or any other pack off Electro&Co.com, what kind of power could I expect if I ride in the trail? Well, today we're gonna test those theories and see how far we can go on the stock pack and how far we can go on a standard 25 amp hour battery that we usually find in our ETM RTR standard edition. So without me blabbering like usual to you guys, let's throw on the head cam here. Let's go get this bike in the truck and let's go get riding on the 20 amp hour battery first.
All right, boys, here we are. We got the RTR Lite in. Let's go into Onyx Off-Road, record and track. So let's see how far we can go. We're gonna rip the hell out of this thing, full motocross style, and see what she's really got. We got the stock battery in it. We'll see what goes on here. See how she feels. This thing is actually stock. It's not that bad. Once you get it up to speed, it's like actually really fun to ride. Right. Just turn track. Right. Woo! So we're basically like full pin the whole time. All right, stock battery is definitely fun. I'm actually really hyped to see what the 25 amp hour does. So it says we're at 65%. We're definitely not. We're probably like 90. And we've gone 1 mile so far in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's pretty wild. So you gotta remember, we're going 1 mile. You can see we're like full bore on this thing right now. Oh, woo, almost lost it. There's like a little jump right here. Right. I've never been down this trail. Let's see what it's got. This is like a little pits, it looks like. What? Dude, is this a track? What, dude? Did I just find a track right now? Right. I think they made a cut through over there. Whoa! I think we just stumbled upon a track, boys. RTR Lite stock battery eating it. Oh! Oh yeah. Right. This thing is ripping, dude. I don't want to act like it's not fun, because it is, clearly. You ready? Wheel. Front wheel getting a little loose. Whoa. Oh, missing that rock every time, but now this thing is super fun, dude. So it says we're at 62% again. I don't know if I believe that. I wonder how far we've gone. Let's see. 1.7 miles. Not bad. In 7 minutes, which is actually ridiculous. We're at 80%. So not bad, 80% so far, 1.7 miles. I weigh 170 pounds, so you guys can kind of get the idea how much range you can get. Again, we're literally like full bore this whole time, basically. Wide open on that little track right there. Let's go back. I know there's actually another little track over here. Wide open right now, boys. Oh, almost lost it. Woohoo! We are hauling right now. All right, guys, so we made it back. We're on the stock battery still. We went 2.85 miles. We're down to 69%, so 70% basically. So now is where the battery starts actually tapering off. We're actually not gonna fully drain this battery. Sorry for you guys that were super excited on that, but we just kind of wanted to get an idea of what this battery can do compared to the 25 amp hour that we're gonna put in right now. For those of you guys asking too, yes, we do have the light kit hooked up to this thing as well. So you can see the wiring in here now. All right. We got our 24 amp hour now. 24. I don't know why I keep saying 24. 25 amp hour. This is the stock RTR battery. And well, boom. So for those of you guys that were wondering, yes, you can put pretty much all the RTR, from what I believe. Don't quote me on this. I know the stock battery works, the mod battery works. Pretty much any of these batteries work with the RTR Lite, even though it's a 60-volt system, which I don't really understand, but I'm not a engineer or an electrical guy, really, even though I'm an E enthusiast. But yes, it does work clearly. The bike starts and everything's good. So let's see how it feels. So this apparently boosted up from 5 to 6 kilowatts. We're starting right in sport mode. Right away you can feel a little bit more punchiness, definitely. Oh yeah. Go through this little river here. See if we can double up this. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, that extra punch is definitely there. I didn't really believe it at first. I was like, yeah, okay, it's gonna make a slight difference, but no, it's really there. Oh, we just went like half a mile and we forgot to start recording our ride on Onyx. Okay, so we just went like, I don't know, whatever that is, like point something of a mile, but not that far. We're still at 100%, obviously. This is the scariest type of riding right here, is when you can't see what's coming up. It's all leaves, and I don't really know this trail well enough. I know some of it, but I know it enough to know that I'm not going in the right direction. This is like another little track, it looks like. So there's tons of single track over here. For those of you guys that don't know what single track is, oh, look at this hill climb. Oh, dude, you guys literally can't tell how fucking steep that is. I just sent it out of nowhere. Almost buckled my leg, but thank God I didn't. On the RTR Lite with the stock battery. That's crazy. Okay, now back to my single track story. Hold on. Go this way. Oh, dude, we're crawling, baby. Woo! See, that looks like it's nothing, right? This is what I just went up. The GoPro effect is so real. But this is like this, for those of you guys wondering. Getting down it is gonna be sketchy because I don't know where I am right now. For those of you guys wondering what this is single track. It's basically like cross-country trails, call it that, for dirt bikes. Down the stuff the back wheel, rot. This thing is definitely way punchier. Whoa, with the 24 amp hour. So you have more volts going to the motor. It's gonna give it more amps, I believe that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the way it goes. And more amps are what give you more power, more torque, all the good stuff that make you go fast. I could be wrong about this. Again, don't quote me on that, but that's apparently the way it goes. Literally feels fucking insane, boys. Obviously nothing like the actual RTR, but it's definitely got it. Dude, this thing's still at 100. That's insane. Cross back over like right here. Dude, I'm honestly like at a loss for words. This thing is still at 100%. Am I like reading something wrong? No, she's at 100. She's full as hell. Feels definitely like a hold. It's way more responsive. It doesn't fix the fact that the suspension isn't the regular RTR suspension, but it definitely gives it that power. I'm not a big wheelie god. Again, this is just kind of a comparison so you guys can see what the bike looks like, the fact that it's possible with that battery. Damn, boys! Almost died, number 2. Oh. Don't do that. We're at 2.18 miles. Let's, I'm trying to think, where can we go? Let's go bomb the other side, I guess, for a little. Back in the water section. Don't fall in. There's my truck. Hi, truck. Oh yeah, dude, this battery is so much better than this thing. You guys can see it immediately. again, the battery doesn't change the suspension feeling, so we're not really able to get like that much more speed on the technical section because that almost relies on the suspension more. But if you're looking for raw power upgrade without doing too much, this is definitely a good place to start. It's definitely a solid upgrade. All right, let's see how far we've gone now. 3 miles, we're still at 100%. Okay, so we're throwing a code putting this battery in. I think you might have to get this thing flashed, the controller. These are error codes right here, but the bike isn't doing anything weird. This is a throttle error code, and all these little codes I'm pretty sure are because of the battery. And I don't think they're actual codes. I think it's just letting us know that like, hey, something's weird here. You could be getting more out of the bike. It's not an issue. But again, I'm not one of the professionals at Electro&Co. So if you do this upgrade and you're worried about these codes, your bike's acting funny, then I would say shoot them an email, let them know, and they'll get you situated. But everything else, dude, this thing is eating, like literally eating. I'm curious to see what the volts, because this thing feels insane. We've already gone 3 miles. You can see that clearly doing fine, but we won't really know until we see the volts. All right, guys, so we just finished up our ride here. Again, the bike is reading 100, but we're also getting these little error codes, so that's telling me that obviously the bike isn't at 100. So this upgraded it to from 5 kilowatts to 6 kilowatts with this graded battery, aka the stock RTR battery. So definitely a noticeable power change there. I would say nothing too crazy, but it definitely upgraded the power tremendously. All right, boys, we got the race bike back, the bike that you guys are used to seeing. Let's see what this thing actually is at. 76, damn. All right, cool. We went 4.8 miles. That's how far in total we've went on that battery. I think it's actually, hi James, I think it's actually farther, to be honest, than that. And we got it down to 76%. Let's see our total ride here, where we went. We can end it, we can save that. Oh yeah, we went all around, boys. You guys can see that. Pretty good. It doesn't even look like it's that far, but it is pretty intense when you're ripping it through the trails. James, we found a new track too. 76% we got it down to on the RTR Lite. I believe, like I said, you have to flash the controller. Email the boys at Electro&Co if you have an RTR Lite and you get a stock battery, and they'll do it for you.
All right, boys, we are officially back in the shop with the ETM RTR Lite, and I think it's pretty clear to see which battery was the winner. So with the Lite battery here that comes stock on the ETM RTR Lite, we got about 2.5 miles of range with aggressive trail riding. Got the battery down to around 70%. Now with the 72 volt 25 amp hour that comes stock on the ETM RTR Standard Edition, we got double the ride time and didn't even get the battery all the way down to 70%. I think that's a pretty clear indication on which one has more power and more range. Now on the power side of things, this bike felt completely different from what we were used to with the stock battery. We had more punch, we had more range obviously, and the feeling overall felt better. Now it didn't change the suspension at all, but it did change the power of the bike, which ultimately helps you ride better. So if you guys want to get your hands on a 72 volt 25 amp hour for your ETM RTR Lite here, it's definitely a huge upgrade, and you can save with discount code JMR5 on the Electro&Co website. You guys saw it here first. The bike is way different. It handles better. It feels better. It is better with that battery. So head over to the website now and use discount code JMR5 to save. Until then, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.